Hello, my name is Andrea. Welcome back. In today's video, I thought it would just be kind of fun to share some of the things that I have been doing this summer that I'm really loving, almost like a little recommendation video for you. I've talked about some of them before and some of them I haven't. And one is definitely a silly luxury item that I have been enjoying. It's a luxury that costs probably $5. So if you are new here, I do a lot of videos about homeschooling and classical education. And so I would love for you to subscribe and have you back. And so I'm just going to get started today with something that I am doing to prepare for next year. So we do Ambleside Online as our core. We follow a Charlotte Mason method of classical education at home, and I use Ambleside Online as my guide for that. And my son's going into year 4, and there's just a ton of books that he's going to be reading and then narrating back to me that I haven't read before. And so I'm using this summer to really read through them, and I'm doing it on his schedule. So I'm doing the readings and the schedule that they're going to have him do the readings. And so I can kind of see where the dots are going to be connected all throughout. And I have been loving it. I've been really enjoying it. And so if you're thinking about doing Ambleside Online, especially in, starting in year 3 and 4 and moving up, they're supposed to be doing most of this reading on their own. And so if you haven't read these books, you're going to be a little bit at a disadvantage. My goal is to always at least be a term ahead if I'm kind of running behind. But what I really want to do is get all of his year 4 books read before he starts them, so that then I can start working on year 5 and year 6 and be a little bit more ahead of the game than what I am right now. It has been wonderful. I at first I was kind of like, oh shoot, this is really going to get in the way of my personal reading. And it has. But it's just turned into my personal reading. Like I'm reading Robinson Crusoe and I've never read it before, and it's so fun and it's great. And I've never read Poor Richard. I'm loving that. I'm writing all kinds of things into my commonplace book from Poor Richard. It's like, why have I never read this before? It's really good. That's something that I have been doing this summer that I would recommend to others to do as well. If you are using Ambleside Online or really any Charlotte Mason curriculum, is probably when you start getting into these ages, reading ahead is something that you kind of have to think about. So that's new for me, but I've been really enjoying it. The other thing that I have been doing this summer is a new Bible study. I've shared about this before, but it was in the context of I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not, because I've always done the chronological scripture reading through the Bible in a year. I've probably done that. I think that my daughter was like 1 when I started that. So for the last 6 years, I've been just reading through the Bible in a year, that plan. I didn't really want to stop that because it's just something that I like to do. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it just works for me. But in this book, she said that the Bible is, very commonly read, but not studied. And that really hit me. I was like, oh yeah, that's probably what I've been doing, reading without studying. And so this plan, it's written by Mary Petrie, I'm not sure, but she was kind of a contemporary of Charlotte Mason. Charlotte Mason recommended her work. She was one of the first women to graduate with a Bachelor of Arts degree in England. She would give free lessons to other women, especially in the country, who didn't have access to like an institution to go to. And she would deliver this curriculum for free if they would guarantee that they would study the Bible for 30 minutes a day. And she put together this chronological program where you go through the entire Bible, but in 3 years. But you're getting the education on your own. There's not a fill in the blank workbook for you, which is most of the Bible studies that I've ever done in my life. So it's very simple, actually. And what you want to do is first pray before you do your reading. Read in an authorized version and a revised version. And so that means basically like read the King James version and a revised version, New King James, something like that, or whatever other version you have, so that you can kind of see the differences between those and mark what those are. She wants you to mark in your Bible a passage that sticks out to you every day, and then the next day, look at what you marked the day before. Do 1 chapter a day, except every 12th day, I think you do an additional chapter. And then also be reading one of your versions of the Bible. Get one that has these references to it, and then look them up elsewhere in the Bible this information was referenced. You will learn so much. I'm kind of obsessed with, now I don't want to skip any of them. I'm like spending so much time looking up every single reference because I've never really done that before. I'm kind of obsessed with it because it is illuminating so much to me. And I'm only still just in Genesis, a book that I've probably read the most out of all of them. And yet I'm seeing things that I have never seen before. And it's been really fun. That's basically it. Also in here, she has questions in the back that you will be able to answer at the end of your term. So a term, I believe, is 4 months, something like that. Also, while you're doing your study, you have a notebook where you are taking notes and writing down things that are standing out to you. And every day you're supposed to write down what I just read and studied. What does that say about God, Christ, and man? And how can I apply this to my life? And it's actually just so simple, but very deep. Just something, a way of studying the Bible that I've never done before, to be so independent and really just soaking it in a way that I never have before. So I just want to pass this along to you. I got this off of Amazon, but it's also a public domain book that you could just read on your computer for free. But I really like this. Stephanie Russell reformatted it in a way that's it's a lot cleaner and easier to read. So she did a great job with that, and I have really been appreciating it. So I'll link below on Amazon where you can get this if you'd like to try it out for yourself or at least read through it. I also think, like, since I can see why Charlotte Mason recommended this, because it's a very Charlotte Mason way of studying the Bible, by reading widely through it, looking up all of these different references, and almost kind of having to narrate each day what you read. So helpful. And so I just really feel like I'm being highly educated on the Bible every day, and it's been a joy. Okay, now the silly thing that I mentioned that is a luxury that I have been enjoying this year is I got a new Bible for my Bible study. I got these tabs on it, and I have been a strict no Bible tab girl since the get-go, okay? I didn't learn how to ride a bike with training wheels. I had no training wheels, and I had no tabs on my Bible because my parents are like, you need to learn how to do this the hard way. Like, don't have the crutch of that. And I always appreciated that, and I'm the same way with my kids. However, in this Bible study where I'm constantly flipping back and forth, like 10 different times within a half an hour, it saves just extra moments of having to kind of flip through and find it. And so, I mean, these Bible tabs, I think that they were $5 or something, and they have just been the joy of my life lately. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, this is just nice, to have Bible tabs. So that's the silly thing that I wanted to share, but sometimes it's the little things in life that bring you so much joy. So there's that. All right, now for stuff that I'm doing with Homeschool that I've really been enjoying this summer with my kids. I've talked about this before, but I cannot recommend it enough, is this drawing textbook to teach your kids how to draw, because it also teaches you how to draw at the same time. I use this whiteboard down there to go through these lessons with them. It is teaching the actual skills it takes to learn how to draw anything. I can now, after going through, we're more than halfway through, but I can almost look at not people just yet, but I can look at almost anything, any shape, and draw it pretty well. And that is a new phenomenon for me. And my kids really enjoy it. It's their favorite thing. They will tell, whenever anybody's like, what's your favorite subject? What's your favorite thing that you do in homeschool? They always say drawing. And just to give you a reference point, this is my daughter's. She just turned 7 years old. So this is a 7-year-old. And these are the types of things that she's drawing. I'll just randomly open. This is her Spanish church. And also why I like it is they're teaching you how to draw things in different, and have it pointing wherever you want it to point. So here's how to draw just a regular flower in a pot, but now this flower is pointing up at the sun. And then this flower is pointing this direction. Here's another one. We did this airplane the other day. It's also, as their teacher, it's making their doodling on their schoolwork much more enjoyable for me to look at. And here's her, again, my 7-year-old, here's her little rowboat in the lake with the little cattails coming up out of the side. I love it. You can get it on Amazon as well. You can also he has a lot of other books on drawwithbruce.com, but I have all of them. I think this one is the best. And this one kind of encompasses a lot of what the other ones entail. So I would start with this one for sure. But the lessons are short in true Charlotte Mason style. I mean, you could do a lesson where you just do one thing if you want. So it's a really fun thing for the summer. I mean, I can see you doing 5 minutes a day at a breakfast table or something like that just for fun. And it's a really useful skill, I think. Another thing is if you are wanting to start a foreign language and do it in the Charlotte Mason style, we started using this Speaking Spanish with Miss Mason and Francois a while ago now, maybe a couple of months, something like that. And we use other things as well. I read a lot in Spanish to my kids. We'll play games. Bingo especially is a favorite. But a lot of what I really struggle with is keeping lessons short. And I have found that if you can just find a way to keep your lessons short, you will be able to do them more often, and consistency is key, especially in learning a foreign language. So these Spanish lessons, these are just little exercises that you can go through. They can literally be 10 minutes a day, and that is just so much better than always putting off a Spanish lesson because it takes 30, 40 minutes. It's not my favorite thing, so you pass it off. You end up doing maybe one a week, something like that. And with this, we have really found it to be an easy thing to keep up every day. And also, why it is so great is I'm really enjoying the method behind it, which is doing physical things while you are translating what you're doing into Spanish. So the actual action of doing the physical thing, like I sharpen my pencil, actually be sharpening a pencil while you say le saco punta al lápiz, or I think that's how you say it. Le saco punta al lápiz. Okay. It really helps solidify in your mind and your child's mind learning the language because it's going with an action. It has all of this scientific memory stuff attached to it, but that's how these are. I mean, you learn first how to say what you're doing in English. You memorize, okay, we're going to do, I open my backpack, I take out my pencil, I sharpen my pencil, I close my backpack. You do it first in English, and then you do it in Spanish, and you can stay on that for a week if you want, but just for 5 minutes a day, you say in Spanish, abro mi mochila, tomo un lápiz, le saco al lápiz y cierro mi mochila. Sorry for my rough Spanish. I was not practicing. But it also has little recitation things where you learn a Bible verse in Spanish. I know that's, for my daughter, that's her favorite in particular because then she can really feel very fluent when she can just pop off a Bible verse in Spanish. And so anyway, I got this off of Simply Charlotte Mason. Anyway, it's really good. And don't be surprised, like it looks small, but this could actually end up taking up 2-3 years worth of Spanish lessons. I mean, it depends on how quickly you go, but it's very deep in the lessons that you're learning. And for everything that they have alternatives. So you can really learn so much just out of the one volume book. So I think like I was a little surprised at the price, I believe. I can't remember exactly how much it was at this point, but it's actually like, think of it as this is 2-3 years possibly worth of Spanish lessons. So if, in that case, it's actually a pretty good deal. And it's something you can do every day. And I love doing things like this and things like this where I'm also learning at the same time. So that makes it interesting. I'm just like, hey, let's do an art lesson because I want to learn the next thing. Okay, so there was those things. And then last thing I just wanted to share, which is another just simple little thing, is I've just been doing this with myself and it has been really refreshing for me, and so I'll share it with you, but it's called Morning and Evening. It's by Charles Spurgeon, who is a Baptist minister here in England a long time ago. Every day, it's just a morning little sermonette and an evening one, and you can really hear his ministering coming out. I mean, he writes in such a personal way. It's just been wonderful. It's a wonderful way to start the day and end the day. And I had been going through a little bout of not sleeping very well. And I do think that ending my day with this sermon and thinking about God has really helped that problem for me. And this is not like a cure-all or anything, but it is something that I've been doing probably every day for the last couple of months. I highly recommend it. It's kind of a big book, but it's a really nice quality. The paper is nice quality, but the information in it and the encouragement that you get from a minister. I just love the idea of these people who died, I don't know, 100 years ago, is still blessing people. And I have been blessed with this book, and so I recommend it to you as well. And I mean, like I said, they're so short. It takes probably 5 minutes to read it. So it's not really adding a large amount of work or anything to my day. It's really just been a nice way to start and to end my day. I think that might be it. If you have any, I'll link, if there's any way for me to link any of these things that I talked about, I will link them down below. Most of my life I order off of Amazon, so that's pretty much where I get everything. And so I do hope that this was fun for you to listen to. It's just, I kind of think that women in particular are pretty good about just sharing what things that they are doing, what works for them, and things that they love onto their friends. And so that's just what I wanted to do for you here. These are all things that I am doing right now this summer to not only prepare myself for next year, but to just continue to learn and grow myself so that I can help my kids, help other people. Anyway, it's all been good. So I hope that you are also having a wonderful summer, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.